Don't forget to install all the fonts you find in the archive. There are not so many fonts in the project. About 10. Otherwise, After Effects will constantly search for non-existent fonts on the system. And it will replace them with others that are most likely not compatible with the project. So install the fonts, and then you can manually change them. Let's start the lesson. Select the layer and click on the Customizer icon. In the window that opens, go to Edit Text tab. Just enter your text. The font size or number of letters of your title automatically matches preset's content area. To change the font, click here, Edit Original. Select the text layer and change the font. In some posters, the font needs to be changed in all layers at once. You will see additional instructions on this on the marker. Select all layers and change the font. Now let's look at the simplest examples of text editing. Let's start with the fact that not every text holder provides line breaks. Where line breaks are not provided, you will get an extra space, which will let you know that the text is not wrapped. I blocked line breaks for two reasons. Aesthetic, like this poster. And technical, as in this poster. In this type of posters, After Effects will not be able to do line breaks correctly. Since the posters are different, the text has its own limitations or additional possibilities. I will talk about this in detail. Next example. In posters of this type, the text is designed for a large number of letters. If you have a short word, then just write the text twice. If you have a very short word, then just write the text 3 times. Next example. Some posters contain text which is clamped. Any text will be deformed. This is normal for Kinetics, but if you do not want to distort the text, then be sure to check out the next lesson. Text for advanced users. Next example. Such text in cubes is limited to no more than 9 letters. You can improvise by adding characters or spaces. Next example. In posters with text in a circle, the text is distributed automatically. Short words move slower, while the longer words move faster. It's better to use short words with this type of posters, but if you will enter long text, you may end up with a large gap. This can be easily fixed by adding spaces between words. I made some posters that you will use as a tool in your work. They look very simple, but they have very serious opportunities. They have enough settings to make cool compositions using. As with all posters, they have intuitive settings. What you read on the slider will change in exactly the same way. I recommend that you open these posters and rotate these sliders. These are my favorite posters. Next example. There are also posters with double text. By deleting one text, the poster will look different. You can also change the text margin. Next example. Many posters have text with a stroke. Open the text holder to change the weight of the stroke. You can also remove the stroke and make the text solid. Next example. There is a series of posters like this one. They, like all posters, automatically change the aspect ratio, but the amplitude of the animation depends on the number of letters in the text. I've added a helper controller so you can adjust the animation amplitude for your text. Now for this text, the amplitude is full. If I change the number of letters, then the amplitude changes. I will write the word 1 letter less. Now you can move the slider. Move the slider until the text narrows. I'll write a short word. The amplitude has changed a lot. I will make the slider smaller. I could program the text to automatically adjust to the number of letters, but I decided to make a slider so that you can change the animation amplitude for a non-standard aspect ratio, and this is even more opportunities. Here's another example of a poster with similar sliders for text. The fewer the number of letters in the text, the narrower the poster looks. But for this aspect ratio, I don't like this version of the poster. Therefore, there are sliders that will help you adjust any number of letters for any aspect ratio. In the next lesson, I will show examples of text editing for advanced users.